is our camera person. Winona, how close can we get to the lodge without going into that exclusion zone that you mentioned?
Go over there and see.
Okay.
That's what we did on Friday.
And then Dawn was just here, and then she's just going to get some cedar. So we'll follow her up there.
Can we take one picture while
Yeah.
we're all actually here together?
I'm going to hold my skirt up and then I'm going to put her on here so I'm in the
Straight me.
So Nancy Bolio, the coalition, we're here with some legislators, Minnesota legislators, and we're here to share this.
It's all right, you were driving.
They just gave a press release. And I missed that part because we were making the
Am I in between the house and set?
Yeah. You're our bridge. You're our bridge to the environmental justice.
Look up, look up.
And they come here.
One more, and then I want you to do the old fist up, right fist up.
But what about the water protector one? Can we do that one too?
Yes,
I have like all these
absolutely.
like new
It's snowing out here today.
Awesome, one more.
And
One more. I know
people
that
can't
arm's getting
again.
heavy. All right, cool, cool,
So you see
cool.
the cars
Okay, this
all
is
the
the
way
wait, just
down
one
there.
time. This is the water protector one. This is the new gang sign with flashing.
This side. Which side?
So we got our legislators doing the water protector.
All right, cool. Wow.
Is this hood?
It's good because it's
Oh, this coat is hood.
But it's a hand-me-down from my daughter and my daughter. Oh, absolutely. Yep, I'll send them out to everybody. I want to be there. Yeah, first time we've actually like. No.
You guys, they have a. They said lunch is hot, so we're over there to hold the fight for But they're like already, they were sitting in their cars, they wanted to see what's going on. Hello! Hang
I got mine on
Today is Sunday, it's Lord's Day, and so Empress is easier. But
Sunday, keep that.
this land is held by our
Is this Sasha?
No, this is another Emma. I accidentally call this Emma,
Hello.
and I'm calling you. And this is Emma that works with. You've seen her stuff. She's live all the time. This is Emma that's live, like during the protest.
You go by like MLB,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Okay, yep. It's nice to meet
Hi,
you in
nice to
person.
meet you
do
too.
fantastic work.
Yes.
Thank you.
Emma, I just got Emma 1. Sorry, I'm no longer. Emma, I got a question. So my audio sound.
I'm going to be gone when you all get back, but there's the people here who can help answer questions or get you in houses or whatever.
I'm gonna start watching so I can talk on the
Yep.
screen.
And then I will reach out to you when I get back home.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah. So are you still live?
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's
So
okay.
I got a quick question. So all of a sudden my audio is crap on my phone. Does it mean that I need to turn up the volume on my phone to make the mic work better?
Changing the volume on your phone won't change those.
So what do you think's going on?
Did you like maybe get like loud?
Somebody else asked me that
Yeah.
too. I don't think so.
I hope not, but
Because like I've rebooted and turned it on and off and it's worked. And then now, like I saw people saying I can't hear that well, and I don't because of masks or what. But I got to get a mic for this.
I saw that you have to charge your phone. When it's charged, I have a mic that you can plug in and try,
Wow.
and that should fix it.
Yeah, I know. I had a lot of people watching this. You got a lot of people on
I
there?
can't tell, and I've had to reconnect and do a few things. It hasn't been working very well.
Oh. you're my idol and it's not working well? What the heck?
Yeah.
John, you okay? Be careful, don't tear those quad tendons. 'Cause I know last time I fell, I almost fell already.
Hi everyone. Thanks for tuning in. This is Emma. Hopefully you can see this. I've had some problems connecting here. I'm following a group of Minnesota legislators. Winona LaDuke with Honor the Earth is up there. We're getting close to a site of the Line 3 pipeline in Minnesota that is currently under construction. We're just a little bit north of Palisade, Minnesota.
So if need be, we can use my phone to shoot our video.
Yeah, either way.
So hopefully you were able to catch a little bit of what happened earlier. I believe there's about 6 Minnesota legislators, or maybe more, here today, and we met here on Great River Road. Winona LaDuke welcomed everybody and talked a little bit about the pipeline situation. And now we're all walking up to the closest site where the pipeline is under construction. Thank you for tuning in today, wherever you might be watching this. Hopefully the connection is okay. If you could like this stream and share it, that would be helpful. For anyone that's just tuning in, we're live right now in Minnesota, just north of Palisade, with some Minnesota lawmakers that have come to observe the Line 3 pipeline construction.
Yes, okay, I was going to say, I'm active with the DFT.
Yeah.
Congratulations on the second election.
That'd be too loud.
Yeah, I know. It'll be like too loud down here.
But the VFD would not.
That's loud.
There's just too many
Yes.
connections.
That's
Our firefighters are really active.
Our firefighters are super active.
I have a name for you too. I talked to her too. Her name's Nina. I'll send you her information of all the investigates. And also I have a I got the 70s wounded knee look going here with the headset.
He knows how to show off.
Should have done that earlier. Yeah. Well, I think this.
Where's my? Just got my. Here, give me this thing back. You're gonna get injure yourself with it. Okay, so a couple things. Hello. How's it going today? Good. How are you doing? You got any layers on there?
I do.
Okay. So where did Don go? And
She's coming back with
we will have our team over here to. All right. So I don't know if I should just talk to you while we wait for the rest of our people to show up. Huh?
Yeah, sure.
All right. So here's Don coming up to the front. And then Tanya over here. This is my lodge sister who built the ceremonial lodge with me. Tanya Abed, family from right over here. And then here we have Don Goodwin. And as some of you know, she got a citation yesterday as well.
Happy birthday.
On her birthday.
Happy birthday.
Right, so I thought maybe they could say a few things about how they ended up here, and then we could talk to you a little bit about what's going on here.
My voice is a little hoarse. Just a little. My name is Everlasting. I think you're all safe distance. I'm from White Earth. Join my sisters today here in our 1805 homeland. Place. Our people
perished here in 1850 by Big Sandy Lake. Said they were tricked. The harvest of wild rice, our Monoman was not good that year. They said, go there and we'll give you money, we'll give you food. So all our leaders and people traveled there. The rations never came. People began to get sick and die. Boiled rations, which made the people more. Hundreds passed. It's so graves there by Big Sandy. Came in, flooded the air, so there's graves under the water. Speak that truth, sister. So after 1960, Chief Bijaki, he needed to do something so that the people would not have to leave their homelands again. By canoe, by ship, by train, by foot. Where they kind of, their voice fell on ears, discouraged. They kept on. Finally, they gained the attention of some legislators in Washington. A meeting with them, the people that were with him, got the attention they needed, and they created the 1854 treaty. Shortly after, 4 months later, the 1855 treaty was signed. So those are sister treaties. That's where we're at. We are in 1855. My ancestors, our ancestors are here. They've been waiting for us. We're here. We are still here. So I'm here because it is my inherent duty as my Ingandu Dame to take care of the people. So today, first and foremost, I want to recognize all who have from COVID-19. I want to uplift the families that are suffering. I want to uplift those feeling on the brink of death. It does not affect everybody the same. Please do your part and do your best. And the sad part about it is I realized our water that was exchanged was our respiration droplets. That's water. Our water is making each other sick. Please, pause the pandemic at least. It's not a good idea to bring a bunch of workers from out of state. You've all seen that. From all over. Bringing it into our homelands. And us here today, we are even risking bringing this home to our families. My mother's elder. She's nearly 8. She is 80. My partner, my husband, has epilepsy. I take care of my uncle. So I am not just risking myself. I could potentially bring back don't understand. This is a bad idea. This line 3. It's the worst idea ever. But I understand from the very beginning, when this was Sandpiper and line 3, my good friend, who was a retired MPCA, let me talk first at one of our first meetings in Rice Lake, Minnesota, Lower Rice Lake. Our community is adjacent to the proposed route. We hunt, fish, and gather right in that whole area preferred route is. We have berries. One year I picked 7 different that were ripe at the same time. That's where I'm from, and that's where I will also be protecting. Tar sand sinks in water, if you did not know that, and it's highly cancerous, carcinogenic. If you want to get more scientific, it's a bad idea. And not only does it put our water and our lands and our medicines at risk, these are all medicines, not just the plants. Well, the trees too. So it not only puts the actual environment in danger, it's also a danger on a climate crisis level, because there's a lot of CO2 that's being in the air. Additional. It's like Mother Earth is stuck in a car with the doors rolled up. So if you don't already know how that feels, and if you really want to understand what Mother Earth is feeling, well, next summer, do an experiment maybe. I guess I don't. Tell them about how you got arrested over here. Oh, so yesterday, I will confess the other day, it was on accident that I shut down that tree shears. Yeah, I kind of laughed about it for a few days because she's a warrior. Yeah. Well, it was by accident, but my mom said, no, you might have thought it was by accident, but she didn't think that it was by accident. So yesterday, everybody was busy getting arrested, and I turned 50 yesterday.
Happy birthday!
I didn't necessarily want to mention that, but you know, this is a good way to bring in 50. This is awesome friends. And so yeah, I didn't rest where I want to get arrested yesterday or cited. But I am thankful that I only got cited because I accidentally kind of caused a ruckus, and they wanted to throw me in jail. So, I was kind of wandering around, and I know those signs are there, but I just kind of seen on the corner of my eye the top of that balsam just go flying like it was nothing. And then maybe it spoke to me, I don't know, but it said, come pick me up. I'm being disrespected. So I just figured I could just kind of nonchalantly and go pick that up. But as soon as I did, whoa, I was in trouble. For freely feeling like I was free to be able to practice my treaty rights within reason, you know. I didn't know I was supposed to get an escort to go and do that. Yeah, so I wanted to ask the sheriff to not get too riled up, or the DNR, or what now their new name is, destruction of the natural environment. The DNR, destruction of the natural environment.
I like that.
So yeah, that's how I got the citation, because they are serious about those signs there on our 1855 land. So I just asked the sheriff not to get too excited about things.
I'm not gonna tie myself to machines or anything like that.
Today.
Yeah, today. I'm not gonna do that today.
Yeah, accidentally do it,
Yeah. So, I live in Clearwater County. I watched it all unfold. So I think I lost track and telling you all this stuff that I've been witnessing and learning and whatnot. So I was at my community meeting. They were doing a hearing. And my friend let me go first before him. So I did, and I gave a speech like today and talked about how Clearwater County is Clearwater County for a reason. We want to keep it that way. And then it was his turn. And the DOC was there, the PUC was there, the DNR, the MCT, who else was there? All the entities, anyway, DNR, yeah, PCA, they're all there. And then Willis said, whatever we say in this room does not matter. Because this is bigger than all of us. We want to make our words matter. It's been so long that these treaties been ignored and not upheld. People don't know about them, they're not taught about them. But it's not okay. And we're here to say, on behalf of my grandmothers, my elders, my ancestors, our future, our youth, on behalf of everybody, it is not okay. It's gone too far. And we're standing up to say, no more. My people can't heal. We can't heal until we're heard or listened to. Maybe you hear. Like my vow is to do what I needed to do to protect my community, the water, the animals, the future. What are you gonna do? I resigned my job that I was at for 10 years as an adult educator. I ran out of PTO because I was running all over, going to meetings here, meetings there, PUC. Then we had to get involved with our own tribal politics. So more PTO. And then my boss says it came to be July. And my sisters of Rye said, Don, when are you going to get done with your work? You're missing out on some important things. And I said, well, soon. I don't want to leave my boss. Her husband is dying of, he's got cancer, and I don't want to just leave her. Well, I used up my PTO and I only had like 64 hours because I didn't have any PTO to use anymore. And she said, what are you going to do? We better talk about this. Think about it. Well, I had been thinking about it for several years. And over the 4th of July week, a year ago, the year before, I put in my resignation. And there's even more to that story. I'm not right now. I want to give people more in a different way. And then I thought, well, for money, I'll probably do my artwork for a little extra money. Since I put that aside. No time for it. But I haven't even had time to do that. But it's there, it's looking at me. I have some clay. I do clay. maybe I'll be able to make some clay jewelry that you can buy. I'm just kidding, if I get around to it. Anyway, yeah, right. Okay. Yeah, so yeah, I quit my job, and then I thought, well, I wonder if I should draw my PTO. And then this disease came, and I thought, oh, maybe I better draw my PTO up. So yeah, that's what I did, because we are in crazy times right now, and I'm going to that extent. So if that's what you need to do, so that you can give all your time to this effort to stop Line 3, this horrible idea, please do that. Join us here in Minnesota. You can get in some nice ice fishing when the lakes are safe. Yeah. Or you can walk out there. You can always park your little ice fishing house on the side and walk out on there instead of drive. Yeah. So yeah, we welcome you to all come out, enjoy winter. We got some awesome trails for skiing. There are snowmobile trails too. I wonder if they've made electric snowmobiles yet. Oh, well, we're waiting on those electric snowmobiles. So yeah, I'm gonna hand it off, and like my name, I guess I was given Everlasting Wind. I'll hand that off to Tanya now before I have one more message. So I just wanted to say, so the sheriff is gonna walk us down there after this. I asked Tanya, she built the lodge with me to say a few words, and she's been exercising First Amendment rights here very much. And maybe just a couple minutes, and then because we'll walk down there. But we're gonna walk down this way because that other way is it's too slippery. Okay. You wanna just say a couple things? Sure. Bonjour. Enjoy Rikishi Kukwain and there's in the cause. Pakwam nomini kamen is an aquang on Dunjaba, or was a sea today. Bungi at the Goni and a touch of Win. Forgive me, Shakanashi Moin. My colonized name is Tanya Abid. I'm so happy that you're all here to see the new zoo that's put up to house the Enbridge construction workers here. I'm not as nice as my sister Dawn or Winona. You know, this is my treaty territory, and these guys are coming across my treaty territories, and they're preventing me from exercising my inherent right here to collect medicines, to hunt, fish, and gather. We got DNR and law enforcement holding Mother Earth's arms down as these construction workers rape, murder, and kill Mother Earth. You know, that's really sad for me to see them doing that to her. And since I only live just down the road, I quarantined myself up here to be able to prevent the pandemic of the COVID-19 from spreading any further. To let these guys know, these out-of-state guys know, that's what they're bringing here. Enjoy the walk back out to the river. Pray for her, because there's 68 million people downstream that enjoy that water. Over at Kalamazoo, where that oil spilled, I had someone that has a relative over there that said they can't even eat the fish. They can't eat the fish. What's going to happen with our water? To kill the Monoman? Even Dan Guyder, the sheriff here, he goes harvest the Monoman too. But he is taking down as game rapers over here. The construction workers are raping Mother Earth. And like I said, Enbridge built their own zoo. Do not feed the animals. That's it. Peace and Dawieg, miigwech.
Oh, miigwech.
So let's just walk over here really quickly so you can see, and then we'll go down to see something beautiful. Does that sound okay?
Can we do ties real quick? Can everyone turn their cameras off for 1 second, please?
I have a gift for the legislators who came today. I was asked to do this by our elders. Very nice.
I've brought the camera to the back of the crowd here and turned it because they're doing a ceremony in the middle of the road that cannot be filmed. For anyone that's just tuning in, we're at the Line 3 resistance in Minnesota, just north of Palisade, Minnesota. There are Minnesota lawmakers here today to observe the pipeline construction. We've been hearing from some of the water protectors that have been here, sharing the reasons that they're resisting the pipeline here and where they come from. And we're about to head in to see some of the construction. We're right on the Mississippi River. Thank you everyone for tuning in and sharing this live stream.
Pipeline coming through. That's not what we need here in Minnesota. We already got 6 other pipelines here in Minnesota, and they want to call this a
The connection up here is really bad, so hopefully you're able to see what's going on, but that's why I did not want to stop the live stream for this moment and just scooched it over because I'm afraid that I would not be able to reconnect again. For those that don't know, if you want to learn more about Line 3, you can go to stopline3.org. There's been a significant resistance to Line 3. It's a replacement, this section. The resistance has been happening for years, but it was just recently approved and construction has begun here, so the resistance is ramping up. There's been a call for more water protectors to come here, just north of Palisade, Minnesota. the Line 3 replacement project cuts straight through northern Minnesota and crosses multiple rivers and goes through a lot of wetlands, waterways that are used for wild rice harvesting. The Mississippi River is right here. The headwaters of the Mississippi are not too far from here. So there's a lot of concern putting another pipeline in the ground. Pipelines do leak. It has the potential to devastate a way of life up here. It has the potential to negatively impact the drinking water source for very many people that live downriver of the Mississippi.
This is why we vote for these people here, because we got to vote for her. And so we,
Get in together.
I'm cold. All right, look up. Awesome. Rock the boat native style. Woo!
Thank you, Nancy.
Yes, and you guys too, you know, I like Heather has said, is that our words continue to fall on deaf ears and out of desperation.
Okay, I'll get you some done now.
But I need more.
Outdoors and this. You know, we were doing on the road yesterday. They were doing that's how we all stay warm here.
I'm constantly reminding our voters that our work isn't done on November 3rd. It's just beginning, because you know what? We're going to keep showing up in a good way. We're going to show up with peace and prayer, and we're going to defend Mother Earth and all of us. We do this work for not just us. We do it because we care, and we're all treaty people here. You know, so what we do in Rise Coalition is that we educate people that treaties are a two-party agreement, and they're very much alive today as the day they were signed. And treaties intend us to be good neighbors and stewards of the earth, and we're not doing that right now. And then what really upsets people like myself, has got an order 1924, government to government relationship. You know, Sister Peggy, I love her to death, and I don't blame her right now. Her, his own lieutenant governor, because her tribe, the appeals in court yet. He dishonored her. He dishonored the executive order. So today I'm asking you guys, if you guys can reach out to government and say, what does that mean to make a better executive order? And I'm asking you guys too to move it into legislation, because this is out of this. That executive order it's gone. So we ask that you guys work hard to include us in every conversation. We should be in the, in the decision process. You guys are here under treaties. We gave you the right to be here. We gave you guys the right to hunt and travel and fish here. It's not that you guys gave us that. And most importantly, we never gave up our right to protect all that is sacred. That is our inherent right, a sovereign. We are sovereign people, and we should be a part of that protecting what's out here. And right now, if this was a replacement project, we wouldn't be standing in Palisade, Minnesota. We'd be closer to Leech Lake, replacing a line that already exists. This is actually a new corridor. And so what really bothers me, how does Enbridge continue to keep having false commercials and get away with it. That should be a violation of Minnesota statute, because they have told whole Minnesota this is a replacement. It's actually a relocation. So we got a lot of Minnesota support in replacing what's bad, and it's all bad in the first place. But you know, we need to hold corporations more accountable. They do not have more rights than our people. So we need to start checking on Enbridge and babysitting them, because you know what? They're controlling us here in Minnesota. And they're threatening our water, our culture, and who we are. We can't have that no more. So, Miigwech for all you do. We're going to keep supporting people like you, and people like myself. We're just going to keep educating our people, and we're going to keep showing it up, and we're going to keep showing it, and we're going to learn how to play that game, and we're going to learn how to play it better.
Okay, y'all ready for a little cross-country trek? We're gonna go down the public right-of-way here. I mean, this is all public land. Y'all got that? Just want to point that out. I always felt like I was public. So far I was thinking, I've been thinking that my whole life, I'm the public. Anyway, so the sheriff here has said we could go down here. He's back. Where'd Sheriff Dan go? Oh, he's over there chit-chatting. You know, the sheriff's office is, you know, so we just go straight down here. You can follow me, we can trudge together. And so this is, you know, I don't want to take you underneath the power line, because we all know we all get zapped. Basically, that's the route. And then we got to come back up this way, you know, because this here is the pipeline route, as you can see. As you can see, this is, I don't know what this thing is in here, but I think they're going to tip the drill. That's what I understand. And the drill is going to drill under the Mississippi River. They've already drilled under the Willow River. Or they're drilling under the Willow River in this really crazy, crazy thing. And down here, what you will see in the tree, I just want to point this all out to you. This here, if you look down there in the tree, there are two 20-something-year-old water protectors in those trees. They've been there for over a week. Willow and Birch, I think are their names. Very, very courageous. They cut all around underneath them, threatened them. People threatened them that they were going to cut those trees down. Those kids have been up there for well over a week.
There are two water protectors, if you didn't hear that are up in the trees, right above that truck back there.
Facing charges. I just want to point that out to you, because those are somebody's kids.
Right there.
Those are somebody's kids that are water protectors, and they didn't come here because they wanted to go, you know, sit in a blizzard or sit in really cold temperatures in a tree. They came here because they wanted to protect their water. So, keep those guys in your hearts and your prayers, and, you know, I don't know, but I believe that Enbridge's equipment is going to go down here, and they're going to intend to drill. They have to go like at this certain angle, so it's way down underneath the river. That's what the requirement is, you know. And they're doing this kind of really invasive drilling in about 12 locations. They're trying to cross all of the river crossings before we get to court. They want to do this because, you know, the most damage, you know, we're in a wetland. This is the way they want to do it. You know, if you're a pipeline company, and also they just want to get everything done. So, you know, they got there's equipment, but this road is full of rakes. It's really scary, and the plates, as I said, are all out of state. Talk about this for a Canadian multinational. Did I say that several times already? Like, sometimes I think if I said it was a Saudi company, would anybody say, oh, we don't do them? My point is it's a foreign multinational, you know? I think it's way too much credit. All right, let's go over here into this. I'm going to welcome you to the zone that Leigh and our commissioner created on Friday, which is called the exclusionary zone. It was created on Friday. One of the questions we've had is, you know, obviously the 1855 treaty and the American Indian Religious Freedom Act preceded the exclusionary zone, right? The designation. So, here we go. All go down there, not down as a company down.
Thank you everybody for watching and sharing this live stream today. This is Emma. I had to kind of consolidate my streaming because the signal is not very great up here, so I'm streaming to a couple of places right now. Hopefully you are watching me on Status Coup right now. I am guest streaming here from the Line 3 pipeline construction to show you some of the resistance efforts. There are some Minnesota lawmakers here today visiting the construction. The group has been given permission by the sheriff to go in and take a look. That was Winona LaDuke that was just speaking. Before that, somebody did rightly point out, if you go to stopline3.org, you can look at the maps and see that this pipeline is a replacement project, but it takes a pretty different route than the pipeline that exists right now that it's supposed to be replacing. So it's a bit more like a brand new pipeline than it is a replacement project. And if you'll bear with me a second, I'm going to need to lower my tripod to walk through this. You can move my hand if you need to at any point. I'm I can't promise that'll help you, but I'm here. Oh, don't get stabbed in the face by oh no. Try going fast, because I'll be safer. For anyone just in this at the Line 3 pipeline resistance, just north of the town of Pallet, Minnesota. some Minnesota lawmakers have made their way here today to observe the construction and hear from those that are resisting this Line 3 pipeline project. Here's the Mississippi River, covered in ice and snow. It's pretty cold out here right now.
Where's my lodge sister here?
Tanya's right there.
Yeah, over here, Nancy, and then where's Tanya?
She's coming.
Nancy, you gotta go around that way.
Okay.
You gotta go around.
Where's Martha? No, you just keep it like we need to get to share what we're doing.
Where's she done? Did you want to sing too, huh? When you're done. Okay, we'll just do a little bit. Okay. Here's Tanya. Tanya, you want to come over here since you made the lodge with me? Kind of I'm not exactly what you're sure to say, but we made this as a praying lodge. You know, we didn't know where the line was. We just made a praying lodge there, and we had a lot of different ceremonies in here. Tanya and I, we're both members of the Madewin Society. you know, when Enbridge's proposal came in and they had a cultural resources, you know, first our tribe submitted what's called the Anishinaabe Cultural Impact Assessment. We said that the state and the federal process for reviewing what was culture was not accurate. And that, you know, what they said is the historic preservation officers and are you know, told that they can look at things that are dead. I said, we're not dead. You know, so this is part of the challenge that we face is that, you know, as Anishinaabe people, we're not a dead culture, we're a living culture. And, you know, we testified from day one, we said, you know, there's things here you don't see. This is our life here. There's spirits here, there's lodges, this food is our medicine. You know, this is where we get our life from. And you know, so it's unquantifiable in the paradigm that the state uses. Can I just say that simply? You know, and we said, and so like if the state says they want to respect Indigenous knowledge, you know, it'd be really good if they actually would respect it. You know, and so we started from the start, and you know, our comments to the, you know, we're pretty explicit. You know, I actually criticized them. I said, y'all are looking for pot sharks. We're still here. You know, and so we did this, and you know, our cultural practice is pretty much a continuum. You know, I knew her father. You know, her grandfather told us some stories that I carry. You know, Wene Buju stories. Those are told. You know, and her family is long keepers of my family too. And so we built this lodge at Pray here, and you know, because we're serious about our spiritual practice. And then, as I said, we came in, that stake was here, you know, which indicated nobody had done an assessment, you know, that they intended to just plow through. And so then that's when we, you know, and you saw those exclusionary zone notice. That was put up when we was in the lodge, you know. But, you know, for our perspective, you know, what we know is that, you know, Anishinaabe people, you know, there's not a dollar item on this one. You know, there's not a way to quantify that, and you know, our religious freedom is upheld by the federal law, American Indian Religious Freedom Act. You know, and we would think that the freedom to practice our religion, you know, should be upheld, even by the state. You know. And, you know, to be honest, from what I could see, Enbridge doesn't even need this because they're drilling way over there. You know, it doesn't change the situation that the pipeline is wrong. But, you know, I was like, why you got to plow everything? Why do you got to plow us? And where's your cultural resource monitor? You know, we were told they come out, we didn't see them. And then, you know, we were told that they call this a discovery, what's they call it? An unanticipated discovery. That's what we're called, you know. And I don't know, we anticipated us. I mean, you know, if they had actually asked us. And then the other thing I want to point out is that since we are live people and we're both Medewan members, like, who is the cultural resources monitor? Who gets to decide what's sacred? Yeah. I mean, do they outrank us? You understand what I'm saying? We're like Medewan society members. Who gets to decide what's sacred? You know, does that Enbridge? Is that the state of Minnesota? Like, who gets to decide, right? You know, and us ladies come in here, you know,
they have no jurisdiction.
They don't. And then there's a lot of other Ojibwe women have come in here and prayed, and you know, we had a ceremony for an eagle in here a couple days ago. You know, people come in here, so this is I don't know, this is our lodge, but and then they, you know, in our practice, there's a lot of things, you know. We you know, they started, you know, I mean, there's a lot of things we could do to do more in here, but our lodges, you know, now we put a lid on it or a roof on it, but you don't put a roof on it in our religion. Like, we just look up there because, you know, you got the direct line to the Creator right there. Why would you put a roof on it? You know, and so that's what, you know. But I believe it's, you know, they did call it a contemporary site. I guess so, huh? Anyway, I don't know if you guys have any questions, but this is, you know, I'm not going to invite you all in the lodge because it's not really for that practice, you know, but I know that we have a sister here who wanted to do a song, and I was going to ask her if she'd think about that. Is that good? You want to come here? And then I don't know if you all had some questions and stuff. She came from Mille Lacs. This is her neck of the woods too. Just gave me some. Oh, this is 17 years. Oh, let me get you a little more of that swamp tea in here. A large collection of Indian medicines going on in my.
Take my mask off. It's a water song. Water song. Try my best.
other thing I want to say too is that our Tribal Historic Preservation Officer was actually threatened by arrest from the DNR if she came in here. And the State Historic Preservation Officer was also told she couldn't come in here. And so I want to know who's in charge. That's what I want to know. You know, it's a reasonable thing to ask the state of Minnesota. You gave all this away, and the tribes, you know, you want to know who's responsible.
Yep.
Right?
We'll find out.
Yeah, we'll find out. Yeah, but, you know, in the meantime, grateful for the state because they've made a wreck between here and the Willow River. You know, just plowed everything, and they're about to come in here. I mean, they're probably mashing up on the Edge Creek, but right over there. And this is the other thing is that historically, the Savannah Portage is up here, but like even in our Medewan schools, this area here, such a, you know, long time place for our people, you know, and in our instructions. And then, you know, as our sister was saying, Dawn, earlier, you know, a lot of our people died. A lot of our, you know, we're lucky to be here because they were forced from Wisconsin, ended up at Sandy Lake in the middle of the winter, and 400 of them died on the shore of Sandy Lake. You know, and so for this, that's one of the reasons we fought so hard to protect Sandy Lake, because all our people were buried there. and then the Fond du Lac tribe was put in the position of having to pick an ecosystem to destroy. You know, pick one. It's kind of like a Sophie's Choice thing. You know, pick one to kill. You know, and they picked this one. And that's wrong to force our tribes and then pretend like, you know, we're dividing them because we're so smart. No, we're dividing them because what they did to Fond du Lac, as they said, you know, Fond du Lac is facing not only this, but they're facing the mine. They're facing the polymet line. And they probably said, you know, Enbridge has already got 6 lines through here. We'll just wait. We'd like to get those cleaned up too, but in the meantime, we got to fight polymet. So who did that to these tribes? Who did that? The state did that. You know? It's like these things that, you know, that's why there's these, our tribes all believe in the water, but it put us in a situation where now there's this, you know, pretend made up conflict between our tribes over, you know, who gets the most Enbridge money and who gets the most Enbridge, you know, destruction. We shouldn't be doing that. We should be done. We should be done. You know, so this is like an opportunity for the state to stand with us, and, you know, I know you guys are on our side and we really appreciate it. But you know, this is really not just about this lodge here on the river, or, you know, those young people up there. I mean, don't forget those young people. You know, I mean, we're all living pretty cush compared to those kids, right? And then there's a young African American man who's facing a whole bunch of felony charges for what? Locking himself to one of those pieces of equipment. And him and the Palestinian sister got even higher charges than the white kids before. Welcome to Minnesota, you know. And so we're also asking, and I know I asked the sheriff to make sure that there was some due diligence and investigations, because framing people with terrorism charges is not acceptable. You know, and that's exactly what we're looking at. The state, the BCA is here, the FBI is here. You know, there's been surveillance for quite a while on all of us. You know, I'm just saying go to the river and pray. That's what I'm saying, and I'm saying, you know, as far as I can see, the Supreme Court just said that was our right, huh? Can't stop that. So, oh, looks like some more people are here to pray. You know, but we just encourage people to go down there and, you know. Anyway, I don't know if you got any questions, but, you know, this is our lodge we made, and you know, we wanted to do some improvements on it, but we've been facing imminent arrest for that. Oh, look, someone's bringing like snacks down to the river.
They said they had lunch for us.
Yeah. So I'm proud to stand with my sisters here. You know, I've been at this for 7 years trying to get the system to work. You know, glad we have a lodge. Yeah, and I know there's lunch up there. You know, so I don't know if you guys got any other questions. We could just thank you for coming to our lodge. You know, and we're going to keep praying here, and thank you, you know, for coming. And like I said, we had an eagle ceremony. Eagle got killed, and we had a little eagle ceremony for that a couple days ago here, and got more. You know, this was we did this to pray. You know, and we come back here to pray. And it's nice. It's like when you're in here, it's like y'all don't exist.
Who's got your stuff?
In a good way. In a good way.
In a good way. That's a good way. And one thing I wanted to make note before we all leave here today, and I'm Nancy Bolio, I'm Leech Lake, and I'm one of the co-founders of RISE. And some of the biggest work that we do is we like to educate people on treaties. And most importantly, what we must remind everybody is that treaties are very much alive today as the day they were signed. They were intended for us to be good neighbors and to be good stewards of the earth. And I want to remind every non-native person that listens today or might hear our live feeds is that you too are treaty people. You all didn't give us the land or the hunting and fishing and gathering rights. We gave those to you. And you must be here in a good way. And that's what we stand here for today, is because we are still here. And we are the seeds that our ancestors planted. And we're going to continue to stand for all that is sacred. And every single one of you people here, you guys are sacred too.
Oh,
We are not above nature, we are nature. And we must respect Mother Earth. So I ask all our non-native allies, uphold the treaties. It's an obligation. I'd like to say responsibility, but not everybody takes responsibility, as we see with Enbridge. But we need our non-native allies to stand with those on those treaties. You guys have an obligation to protect Mother Earth too. So Chimigwich for being here.
oh, Pinagigi.
Wopala. I think it was very intense.
You can see that stake in the center of the lodge there. The construction that we saw when we were up on the road is right up there. And you can see a path of the blue flags where they've put stakes, where the route is going to go straight through the center of this lodge. And then that's the Mississippi River.
Right in the middle. They put it in after the lodge and put up the kind of to be in their face.
What did they put in?
The construction stake right in the middle.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah, one blue string that's put up on the after the lodge. Good picture.
So as they mentioned, when they put this lodge here, they hadn't measured exactly where the pipeline route was supposed to go. But Enbridge has put the post with the stake with the blue flags on it right in the center.
Are you posting your video anywhere?
It's live streaming.
Oh, cool. Where to? Oh, wonderful. Good.
Also Status Coup on YouTube. I was supposed to stream with 2 different phones, but the other one didn't work.
Oh.
So I'm streaming to a lot of places.
Yeah. Awesome.
It makes it a little harder to talk about.
I'm streaming more.
It was awful watching them put that plank up.
Emma, can I snatch some of your footage too off the...
Yeah.
You give credit? I got some stuff. But we'll be in touch. Really good to see you. I'm going to be taking off soon.
Okay.
If I don't see you.
Yeah, send me a message, and
Yeah.
I'll send you all the pictures.
Awesome. You're awesome.
You are too.
It takes one to know one. This isn't our first
No.
rodeo, is
No,
it?
I was just gonna say that. So if you were watching when we came in here, we started on Great River Road over there, and we walked down under the power lines through this clearing up here to the Mississippi River where this lodge is. But now we're walking back, and we'll be able to walk right where they've been clearing for line 3.
I miss Aspen now.
Yeah.
I think if I come up again this midweek, I'll bring him up.
I didn't realize we had a dog with us until it whined. It's a little slippery out here, sorry guys. I live about 2.5 hours south of here in the Twin Cities. So we're basically just 2.5 hours straight north of the Twin Cities, just north of Palisade, Minnesota. We don't have snow in the Twin Cities right now, but as soon as I got about a half an hour from here, the snow started. And it's slowed down now, but had been snowing pretty heavily. Oh, it's very pretty, but it's made everything very slippery. So right now we're walking on wood. This is the wood that they lay down for the heavy machinery to be able to drive on. You can see that this spot has been cleared. Got a little guy in the path.
What are you doing?
He's
Taking a break?
I think he's dead. That's what happened.
Oh no.
He's in a very big battle right now.
That happens.
Oh, careful with that stick.
Yeah, you want to poke somebody's
Can't poke
eye.
anybody if you hit it. You lose your walking privileges. How
Don't
dare
poke
you?
yourself in the face either.
You find a ride back.
I found one for tomorrow.
Right, when we get back on that road, I'm gonna have to switch out my battery again. When I got out of the car, my car said it was 20 degrees. My phone was fully charged. And after streaming for about 15 minutes, it told me that I had 20% battery left. 2 great backup. It looks like it's already gone through the first one. Line 3 and this resistance here. You can go to stop.org to learn more. There's information there of the resistance against this pipe. It's been years long. It's just getting attention right now as obviously this construction is happening now.
Glad it's treatment. Yeah, the treatment's going well. That's like.
Thank you. You say you're staying with your mom then?
Yeah.
Good turn. For anyone that wasn't watching before, this is the pathway that Line 3 is going to take. They've already begun crossing the Willow River that way. We were just by the Mississippi River over there. And in the trees, just above that white truck right there, you can kind of see right in the trees, there are 2 water protectors that are camping up in the trees. You can see those couple of trees stick out a little bit further because Enbridge is unable to knock those trees down because there's humans in them. I believe they've been in there now for over a week. Hey, how are you?
Doing all right, you?
Good.
Nice to get some photography out of the city.
Yes, except batteries don't want to stay charged.
Yeah, especially
Right.
in the cold.
Yeah, I see the clubs. Those are people.
Wait, I'm gonna swap out my battery quick.